Friday Night Varsity Preview. I'm Rachel George, joined by Chuck Carey. We are here to look at the second round of the playoffs are upon us, and we have each picked a matchup of the week for the second round. I know yours is a pretty good two-way matchup. Who do you got?
Well, it's Kinston and East Duplin, and they're playing in Beulahville. Should be an interesting game. Talked to one local coach, and he sort of wished that he wasn't playing so he could go watch this one. That's how good he thinks it would be. I think it is a homecoming, of course, for Battle Holly, who played at Wallace Rose Hill and coached at Wallace Rose Hill. And I think it'll be an interesting game because Kinston has played a very, very tough schedule. Rallied last week to beat High Point Andrews and all. So East Duplin is an interesting team too because it's undefeated. Hasn't really had any real close games. So it should be a great matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Kinston has been near the bottom of the two-way poll and East Duplin near the top, and I've said all season long that that Kinston's not getting the respect it deserves, and I certainly think that tough schedule is going to pay off for them against East Duplin. It's whether or not I think they can stop, the myriad of running backs that the Panthers are going to throw at them to try to gain some yards. So if they can do that, I think that, they've got a good chance of knocking off a 1 seed. Well, my game of the week, I'm cheating a little bit and doing two because, hey, this is our show and we do what we want. Lumberton at Hoggard, one of them in the Big 4A East. Both teams 8-4 coming in. This is the round that Hoggard lost in last year in the second round and really did not have a good showing last week, winning 7-0 over 15-seeded Cary. Not the way they would have wanted to start the playoffs after winning a conference championship. The big question, I think, Hoggard's defense has played well, has gotten better as the season's gone on, and really that was the big key for them against New Hanover when they won. It's, can the offense score enough to win this game? At times it looks like they can, at times it looks a little uncertain, so we'll see.
The one thing that may help Hoggard is that Cary was a wing T team, and now so is Lumberton. But I think Lumberton runs it obviously a lot better. The coach for Lumberton, Mike Brill, is a disciple, you would say, of Jack Holly. So he knows the wing T very, very well, and I think Hoggard is going to have its hands full.
Yes. My other game of the week, also in town in Little 4A, Pine Forest is at New Hanover. Trojans 8-4, Wildcats 9-3. How Pine Forest got there, if you want to read about, I'm not going into. Go to the blog, varsitynow.blogs.starnewsonline.com. Talking to Coach Kevin Motsinger now that they know their opponent. Big plays are key. That has been New Hanover's weakness, and we've said the defense is so good, but the defense is great against the run and okay against the pass. Looking at Pine Forest, quarterback Will Trower has almost 2,000 passing yards. About half of those are to Tavell Williams. So Coach Kevin Motsinger says big plays are scared me to death, and rightfully so. The games that they've lost or have been close, that's what's done them in.
Maybe a key for New Hanover is perhaps to play ball control, and if they can keep it away from that offense, maybe that gives them a chance. New Hanover is a very good defensive team, and they seem to put their everything on their defense, which I know the Hoggard game, they gave up a long pass, and that seemed to take a lot of starch out of them. Definitely key, and Chuck and I have been writing about it. If the Wildcats can win, it would be their 10th win, the first time the program has done that since 1992 when Trot Nixon was quarterback, so certainly would be big for them, but they've got a tough challenge here in the 13-seed Trojans. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the schedule. I'll just run down the list for you here. In the 1A East, number 5 Williamston is at number 4 Wallace Rose Hill. Both those teams 10-2. I think the Bulldogs have one player to be concerned with. Williamston has a running back who's gained about 1,800 yards. I think it's Cedric Mooney. So that would be the key.
In the 1A West, number 9 West Columbus, 6-6 is headed to number 1 Mount Airy. Mount Airy's still undefeated, so a tough game there on a long road trip. Number 10 North Duplin, 5-7, has another long road trip after beating Cherokee last week. Will be at number 2 Elkin. In the Big 1A, James Keenan is the 8th seed, will be at number 1 Southwest Onslow. Southwest Onslow has not lost yet, so certainly a tough game for the Tigers. A good matchup, I think. Number 5, Aiden Griffin, 7-5 is at number 4, Pender. The Patriots 10-1, and traditionally they've been pretty good at getting to Thanksgiving week, so probably expect them to win that one. One of our upset picks my upset pick last week, Trask, number 14, will be at number 11, Gates. I think a winnable game for the Titans. We'll see if they can pull off 2 playoff wins in the season. In the 2A East, Whiteville is the 7 seed at 8-3 going on the road. Another long bus ride to number 2, Kill Devil Hills First Flight. East Bladen, number 1 seed at home again, 12-0, will take on the 8 seed Lewisburg, which is 9-3. In the big 2A East, as you mentioned, Kinston, the number 9 at East Duplin, which is seeded number 1. In the big 3A, West Brunswick again at home, the 4 seed, and they'll be taking on number 12, Douglas Bird out of Fayetteville. In the little 4A East, as I mentioned, Pine Forest will be at New Hanover. And in the big 4A, Lumberton at Hoggard. Certainly a good slate of games there. We will see who makes it onto the 3rd round of Thanksgiving week.
Yes, I think this is the one where you define whether you've had a really great season. If you can make it to Thanksgiving Day practice, then it means you've had a great season.
That's right. Well, we will see which teams make it that far. Be sure to check back on Saturday as we recap all of Friday night's 2nd round action. But for this week, for Chuck Carey and myself, Rachel George, this has been Friday Night Varsity Preview on StarNewsOnline.com.